Let's move on to story number 2 here. According to Brian Alvarez, WWE is planning for some craziness for the War Games matches at Survivor Series. This is because WWE needs more footage for video packages featuring the match. Most of the footage they currently have features NXT superstars and superstars that are no longer in the company. Question here. Will Survivor Series be Triple H's premium live event that I think gets him back on track? And let me explain what I mean when I say that. I think that the last 2 premium live events, Crown Jewel and Extreme Rules, while not bad events, I don't think they match the level of intensity and fire that Triple H kind of came out of the gates with. Now, I know SummerSlam wasn't fully a Triple H production. We have to give a little bit of that build and credit to Vince McMahon. We can't completely turn it over, but I think some of the changes that were made last minute with Damage Control and possibly Brock Lesnar lifting the ring up, I believe those were Triple H moves to forward that a premium live event that really nobody had big expectations for ended up being possibly one of the best of the year. And so then we talk about Clash at the Castle, which probably is my favorite premium live event of the year so far. Those 2 premium live events were from start to finish pretty damn good. Then we got to move on to Extreme Rules and Crown Jewel. 2 events that I don't think they were bad by any standards. I think using the Triple H measuring stick, they weren't complete nights. They had good matches, they just weren't complete nights. And I think that Triple H is going to swing for the fences at Survivor Series War Games. I think this feels like one of the first premium live events that he can make his own. This is not something that WWE did in the past on the main roster. It was an effective tool that he used in NXT that was well received by most wrestling fans. So to move this into the main roster, it does feel like a very Triple H move. Feels like a very anti-Vince McMahon move. It feels like something that he can leave a stamp on just basically the 2022 premium live event schedule by doing something big. Now, this idea that the event is built around capturing footage, that's interesting to me. Now, Brian Alvarez says they need a lot of crazy. I get you got to build a catalog of footage, but does WWE forget so quickly that they own the WCW library and they could really lay into that here? Like, you could go back and build this idea around, not around like NXT War Games. You could build this around, this is the return of the WCW style of War Games. So sometimes I wonder if they forget, is it just they're just not willing to promote that footage on like mainstream WWE TV to say like, this isn't our idea. This is a WCW idea. I think that to me, I think that WWE has this mentality that even things we didn't create, if we can create the illusion that we created them, it makes us feel better. And the other question about War Games is Roman Reigns going to be available? Will Roman Reigns show up? Or is this the mandatory 2-month break that Roman Reigns takes and we don't see him again till what? Royal Rumble? That's a long break. Right now this is the last scheduled premium live event of 2022. Let that sink in just a little bit. We canceled day 1. So from here till Royal Rumble, this is what we have. And so does Roman show up to give us one more Roman Reigns moment? Does Roman take the next 3 months off? Are they going to add an event around Christmas time? Maybe a TLC or something like that? It's interesting. Like this is a little bit of an unknown that we're walking into post Survivor Series. And so that is why the importance of like elevating the United States Championship. We could go 3 months. There is a reality where we go 3 months without seeing the WWE Universal Heavyweight Champion, undisputed, whatever the fuck they call it. Like, let that sink in a little bit. That is wild. So Survivor Series will need to be a little bit over the top, and then WWE is going to have to figure out what they're going to do in the next 3 months to build up and keep people interested through what is a holiday season that there's a lot of things going on that can take your mind off of pro wrestling.